Count how many times you have said the words, "I'll start when," and then I want you to sit with what those words have cost you. I'll start when the kids are older. I'll start when I have saved enough money. I'll start when work calms down. I'll start when I feel more confident, more ready, more certain that the timing is right and the conditions are aligned and the version of me that starts things is finally present and available and no longer buried under the weight of everything that has been more urgent. You have been rehearsing this sentence for years, and every time you have said it, the life you actually want has moved one step further into a future that keeps receding as you approach it. Here is the truth that the waiting has been protecting you from. There is no when. There has never been a when. The when is a fiction, a door that your mind keeps painting on the wall to give you something to walk toward that never actually opens. And every year you spend pointing at the painted door instead of turning around and looking for the real one is a year you will not get back. The time to take control is not coming. It is here. It has always been here. And today I am going to prove that to you through 3 people who stopped waiting at the exact moment when waiting was most tempting. And what happened the moment they did. Welcome to Motivation Daily. Think about Vera Wang. She spent years as a figure skater pursuing Olympic dreams, competing, training, dedicating herself to a sport she loved with the kind of total commitment that leaves no room for anything else. When she did not make the Olympic team, the clarity of what she wanted was gone, and the emptiness of not knowing what came next moved in to fill the space. She became a fashion editor at Vogue. She was there for 16 years. She was good at it. She was respected. She was building a career that most people would have been grateful to have. And she was waiting for the right moment to try the thing she actually wanted, for someone to give her permission, for circumstances to align into something that finally looked like an invitation. At 39 years old, she looked at her own wedding dress options and decided that what was available was not good enough. She did not wait for the industry to invite her in. She stopped waiting entirely. She designed her own dress, started a bridal company, and built one of the most recognized names in fashion from a decision made at 39, when everyone around her assumed the window for reinvention had already closed. The window never closes. She just stopped waiting for it to open and opened it herself. Now think about Colonel Tom Moore. In 2020, at 99 years old, 99, with a broken hip he was still recovering from, Tom Moore decided to walk 100 laps of his garden before his 100th birthday to raise money for NHS healthcare workers. His family thought he might raise a few £100. He set up a fundraising page, started walking with his Zimmer frame, and told a few people. The story spread. The country watched. By the time he completed his 100th lap, he had raised over £32 million for the NHS, the largest individual fundraising total in the history of the United Kingdom. He was knighted by the Queen. He released a charity single that went to #1. He was made an honorary colonel. At 99, with a broken hip, having decided that waiting for a better moment to do something meaningful was no longer a luxury he could afford. The moment he had was the moment he used, and what he did with it changed thousands of lives. And think about Diana Nyad. At 64 years old, on her 5th attempt, she became the first person ever to swim from Cuba to Florida without a shark cage. 110 miles through open ocean, through jellyfish swarms that left burns across her body, through hallucinations brought on by sleep deprivation, through waters that had defeated her every previous attempt. She had first attempted the swim at 28. She had stopped. She had lived a full life, a career as a sports journalist, a broadcast presence, a life rich with experience and achievement. And at 60, she decided that the one thing she had walked away from at 28
was still unfinished, that the ocean had not won, that the version of herself that had turned back had simply made a decision that the 60-year-old version was no longer willing to accept. She trained for 4 years. She failed 3 more times. And on the 5th attempt, she walked out of the water in Key West after 52 hours and 55 minutes in the ocean and said 3 things to the crowd that had gathered. Never give up. You are never too old to chase your dream. And it looks like a solitary sport, but it takes a team. She did not wait for the right age. She did not wait for the right conditions. She decided at 60 that the waiting was over and the doing had begun.
Here is what those 3 stories have in common. And here is what they have in common with your life right now. The right moment is never going to feel the way you need it to feel before you will act. It is never going to be undeniably, unmistakably right in the way that makes action feel safe and inevitable. It is always going to be slightly too early or slightly too late or slightly too uncertain or slightly too risky. And the people who build extraordinary things are not the people who found the perfect moment. They are the people who stopped waiting for it and decided that this moment, imperfect, uncertain, complicated, and fully available, was the one they were going to use. No more waiting. The moment is now. Take it. Share this with someone who has been waiting for the right moment and needs to hear that the moment is already here. Subscribe to Motivation Daily. We show up every day so you have no excuse to wait. Drop a comment and tell me, what have you been waiting to start that you are taking control of today? Name it. No more waiting. Let's go.